All right, today I'm going to talk about the nervous system. I'm going to give you a really simple tool exercise that you can use at your desk, anytime in the car. But first, I'm going to talk a little bit about the vagus nerve, what it is, and why it's so important, and how that's affecting our state of basically our resilience and our state of calm in the day to day. So, if you already know a lot about the vagus nerve, you might want to jump ahead to the exercise. But if you don't, I always like hearing things over and over. So, I learn something different every time. So, let's just talk a little bit about the vagus nerve. So, the vagus nerve is a key part of the parasympathetic nervous system. So, that is our calming nervous system where we rest, where we digest, where we heal. And when this vagus nerve has what we call that high vagal tone, so that means it is regularly activated when it's online, basically. It helps to basically downshift our body from stress. So if we're in a state of safety, of calm and our repair, we're feeling good and our body's doing all the things that it needs to do to thrive. And when we're in the opposite, when we're in a state of high stress, where the sympathetic nervous system is engaged, that means we are in survival mode only. And we can only be in one or the other. We can't be in both. So in survival mode, we're surviving. We are looking for danger. We have our pupils are dilated, our muscles have lots of blood flow just in case we need to get out of there. And we're not digesting, we're not recovering, we're not healing in any other way. So, high vagal tone means that we can recover quickly from stress. It means that we are not staying in that stress state. And when we do that, when we recover from stress well, that means we have less inflammation, excuse me. It supports our digestion. We have a more regular heartbeat, so we're not having irregular heartbeats or palpitations. And it has an impact on your hormones as well. And so this vagal nerve tone is key in communicating safety between your brain and your body. And it influences everything, including your immune system and your emotional well-being. So basically this is telling you how resilient you are, or how quickly your body can bounce back. And doing simple daily practices just to remind your body to signal safety, but particularly if you're someone who is in either has a high level of stress, or you're constantly noticing that you are reactive, you're kind of clenching, you're not breathing, you're like honking when you're in the car, just feeling stress ongoing. You want to remind your body that it's safe, signal safety consistently, doing these small actions every day. So there are so many, and if you love these types of things, you can find a ton of them on my channel. And just so you know, that not all exercises are created equal for all people, meaning you might have an exercise that your body's like, oh my God, that was so good. And then you might have one where you're like, I still feel stressed. Same with the other one. The one that you're like, nah, didn't do much for someone else might be a high payoff one. So it's nice to have a whole repertoire of ones, some that really work well for you, and you can try the different ones. That's why I offered lots of different tools here. So deep breathing, humming is something. As I said, check out my channel. But they all directly stimulate the vagus nerve. So what we want to do is when the vagus nerve is offline, when we're stressed, we want to say, hey, wake up, wait, come back online. Like, whoa, 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 oh yeah, I'm here, I'm here. So it sends a message to your entire system. So it's like telling your body, you're safe now, you can soften, you can relax. And the thing that we know about the body is that the body knows before the mind. So it's hard to think our way out of stress because the body has a different story. And if the body's like, I'm stressed, you can tell me whatever you want, but I know I'm stressed. And so the body's going to respond before our mind catches up. That means both the things like when we walk into a room and we're like, I feel something weird, or your hair stands on end, warning you before your mind can even catch up. The same works for relaxation. Our mind can be stressed, but when we signal safety to our body by stimulating the vagus nerve, then our body's like, oh, we're relaxed. And your mind doesn't need to actually understand it. So it's almost just overriding that thinking, because our mind is, let's face it, is not the master. It is not the leader. It is the one who thinks it's in charge, but really it's not. Our body is always the one that's in charge. So when we're in this world that's go, 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 and it's not about not accomplishing. I talk a lot about engaging that yin and the doing. But the fact is, we want to get stuff done. We want to have productivity. We want to get that things going and we want to be active in our days. It's just when it's off of balance. So we really want to signal safety as much as we can. So let's do this simple practice. So the practice that I'm going to do is called ear rolling, kind of. I guess that's one way to put it. It's you can make up your own name for it. But there's a point behind the ears that the mastoid process does that bony bump just behind your ear. It's an area, we have a point in Chinese medicine called San Jiao 17. It's a point that, well, it's really quite sore in there often when you are a grinder or a clencher, but it's part of the San Jiao meridian. But it's right back here. And what we know from anatomy, the auricular branch of the vagus nerve comes really close to the surface there and the skin behind the ear. So that makes it one of the few places we can manually stimulate the nerve externally. So it's almost like we're giving a little massage to the vagus nerve. So why this like ear pulling or rotation or these ear circles really help. So when I do a lot of cranial sacral when I'm in the clinic and I pull the ears and trying to stimulate it, people are always like, it's almost like they're like, it's like, you know, when you pat a dog and it scratches, that's almost what happens with people with this. They're just like, oh my God, why does that feel so good? You're pulling my ears. So you may want to do that, or this ear roll is you're going to put your thumb right in that point. It's almost like a soft spot right in the back of your ear. And you're going to grab on firmly to the rest of the ear and you're just going to roll it just 5 times in one direction. My right ear likes to click. So that might happen to you. And then just 5 times in the opposite direction. You might notice that that's enough. You might do it again if you're like, got to do it a couple times. But this is going to stimulate that vagus nerve, signaling safety to the brain. It's going to encourage your body to circulate. It's going to help to open up the flow of qi and just regulate that nervous system. It also lovingly helps to soften the jaw tension. So this is a great one, like I said, if you have any kind of TMJ, if you clench, if you just feel tightness in there, it might feel very sore. So right in that area, doing your ear rolls and doing that throughout the day and just notice how you feel. You can always test your body's holding or tension before doing an exercise and then what's happening after. And that gives you a really good indication of the effectiveness of that particular exercise for you. So the way you can do that is just check your neck rotation. So before you do the exercise, you check, I just did it, so I've got some nice mobility. You're gonna check and just see how far do your eyes reach whenever you're when you're looking on the different walls. Then you do the exercise, la la la, la 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 la, and then you look and you're like, what? I have so much more room if it's a high payoff one for you. So there you go, another little vagus nervous system relaxing tool. I hope that's helpful for you. I'd love to hear how it goes if you try it. If it's a high payoff or you're like, yeah, not so good, or you have other ones that work for you, love to hear it. So that is really here to help you find that resilience in your day and signal safety so you can feel even better. Thank you for being here. I will see you next time. Bye for now.